The Chicago Bears offensive coordinator search is off to a great start, a name that I absolutely love. The Chicago Bears have requested to interview with Shane Waldron. What could he bring to the Chicago Bears, and why is this a great start? We'll talk about all that and more on this quick update video on the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. Let's go. Now, if you are new to the channel, please like the video. Please subscribe to the page. We do talk Chicago sports daily on this channel. It's the only channel talking Chicago sports, how Chicago talks. So make sure that you get in tune with us, man. So Shane Waldron, absolutely a great name for the Chicago Bears to be starting with after firing Luke Getsy today. First and foremost, I'm glad to see that the Chicago Bears are absolutely wasting zero time looking and starting the search for this, with Pete Carroll being fired today pretty much during the press conference, right? And them coming out right after requesting to speak with Shane Waldron. This is a name that I'm really excited about because it tells me that they're kind of understanding, okay, here is where we need to improve at, and we need to go find somebody that can do that. We need better play designs downfield. We need our wide receivers running better routes. We need better concepts that the defenders at the end of the day don't come into the post-game press conference and say, yeah, we knew exactly what they were going to call. We need more of that. So we're going to go out and get someone who, to me, is one of the best play designers in the NFL, up and coming play caller. I think he has head coaching potential. I'm surprised that the Bears are trying to get him, have requested an interview for him as an offensive coordinator. I would think that if you're the Seahawks, he's somebody that you can't let go, but maybe they don't feel like he's got that kind of cachet. I know when you look at that Seahawks offense, very up and down, right? There were moments, but there were some injuries that they were dealing with throughout the season as well. But to me, I'm just talking about from a play design aspect. He designed plays that fit what Geno Smith's strengths were. Now, is Geno Smith more of a pocket passer than Justin Fields is? 100%. But he also designed plays where Geno Smith's talents were accentuated, and even to the point where you can say he simplified it enough for Geno to have the resurgence that we've seen him have, the bounce back that we've seen him have. Now, with everything going on with the Seahawks, there's probably going to need to be some movement around there. And I don't know if Geno will be back in that same situation next season, or if they'll try to find a quarterback here moving forward. But they finished the season 9-8. Offensively, there were some really good moments, and the one thing that I do like is they really dominated the Detroit Lions. So if you're heading into next season saying we got to know how to beat teams in the NFC North, you're bringing somebody in who offensively was cooking versus the Detroit Lions. And I just think that when you look at Shane Waldron's game, when you look at how he's putting guys in positions, right, it's a very similar makeup to this team, and you would think that if you're able to go out there and get him, no matter who the next quarterback is, whether you're talking about bringing him in here to develop Justin Fields, or you're talking about bringing him in here to develop a young quarterback that could be in place, I think that you having the conversation on, okay, now you're in a situation where you can do pretty much whatever you want, because you're not only going to have DJ Moore and Cole Kmet, we're going to bring more weapons into this situation. You're going to have hopefully a Marvin Harrison Jr., but some wide receiver we're going to get in the draft. We're going to address positions here in the off season, right? And go out and try and get more weapons for the next quarterback or Justin Fields when he comes in here. And I think the one thing that excited me as well was there were a couple of games where he went out there and designed plays that worked versus going out against teams where he didn't have two of his starting tackles, where he didn't have certain offensive linemen that were very key to his success or to his quarterback success going out there. And he called plays that fit the situation that he was in. Listen, we can't go out here and just go out here slinging and dropping back, 5-step drop straight back, because we're missing important guys on the offensive line. So I think, to me, when you hear that name thrown into the mix of Shane Waldron, I get excited by that, because it tells me that the Bears are understanding the needs that they have. It tells me that the Bears are understanding that there's certain things that they need to execute the right way. It tells me that the Bears are understanding that what we saw this season, the predictability we saw this season, the unwillingness to be more aggressive that we saw this season, you don't want to see that anymore. I think you also look at the Seahawks as a team that could also run the football as well, and how he's going to be able to utilize that. You think about 2 years ago when Shane Waldron first shows up there, and how that Seahawks offense started clicking right away. I think at the end of the day, you look at Geno Smith and you say there was always a limitation here. You're hoping that whatever Shane Waldron would come into, there wouldn't be that same feeling. And so I'm excited at a minimum that the Bears feel like this is a guy. If this is the start of our list, I'm excited to see where the list goes. Now, I do want to know how you guys feel. Let me know in the comments below. What do you think about the Bears interviewing Shane Waldron as their next offensive coordinator? I really like the start that we're off to here. The one thing that I also like about this as well is it gives you a little bit more flexibility. Chicago Bears are could bring in Shane Waldron. I don't want to say are bringing in. Chicago Bears could bring in Shane Waldron as their offensive coordinator. And if he has success in this system, you could see him be a guy that's possibly retained if next season doesn't go the way Flus hopes to. I know that Ryan Poles said today, this is not a winner chicken dinner type of season, but I just don't believe it, right? If you have some sort of regression, if you have some sort of step back coming into this season, how are you going to bring Matt Eberflus? Or even if it is the same, right? Say they win 7 to 8 games next season, how are you going to bring Matt Eberflus back? I just personally don't see that. I think this is a go into this season must-win season, right? I believe that that's the kind of season that the Bears have in front of them. And so in my mind, you want to get somebody in there that maybe you like as a potential next head coach that you can kind of maybe not make a side deal with, but they understand, hey, listen, if things go sideways and we need to move on from somebody, we're going to look for a replacement in-house to finish out the season and possibly try to retain that guy moving forward. There's a possibility for some head coaching experience here. I know everybody's all high on Flus right now in that building and everybody's excited about it. But to me, the part that's most exciting is the fact that the Chicago Bears realize what their faults are, realized what their faults were, and aren't going to look for a guy that's going to do the exact same things that Luke Getsy did, that Matt Nagy did, right? Because you had Matt Nagy, you saw everything he did, and then you went and got a guy that was basically Matt Nagy, but he did screen passes instead of not running the football, right? Like that's the part that's tough. I love the fact how Shane Waldron has been able to adjust his system to what the quarterback play has been on the field. Even when Geno Smith has been out, we've seen him do some really good things. So I'm really excited about this name getting thrown into the mix. And I hope that if this is like I said, if this is the tip of the list, I hope that the rest of this list is just as extensive, it goes just as hard, because to me, this is a name that you look at your team and say, okay, I see where this fits already. I see what he could bring in. I see what he could do that could make the Chicago Bears a better offense moving into next season. There's no question marks on it. You're not sitting here like, well, maybe because he learned under this guy, he can go out. No, he's called the plays. He's called the plays successfully. He's gone out on the field. He's gotten the job done offensively. And to me, that tells me that we're looking in the right places heading into next season. But I do want to know how you guys feel, man. Let me know in the comments below. As always, it's your boy, Pat the Designer, back at it again to continue watching our Chicago Bears content. Click the links on the screen or check the links in the description below. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Bear done. Peace.